Shalom, giving all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. That's the true name of the Heavenly Father, through his only begotten Son, the Paleo Hebrew, via by faith. All right, and that's double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone GMS that teach us the truth, the true prophets of Israel. All right, of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Peace, love, and blessing to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great America, which is the main deliverance and also the main destruction that's going to take place in a time of all hell breaking loose, the final hours of Jacob's trouble, nuclear destruction, and ultimately Lord Yahweh Shah coming back with the host of chariots to deliver the elect coming out of Babylon the Great and all across the four corners of the earth. And Lord, will this be a edifying video and straight to the point. And it's just basically a response video to Elder ICR, the elder out of GMS, Charlotte, North Carolina. And he did a video, the war on your health is obvious. Now keep your diet on point to your best ability. All right. And, you know, throughout the years, was telling people that these Edomites, these so-called Caucasian white people, you know, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, that they are ultimately trying to destroy us and kill us on an everyday basis, not just dealing with, you know, social media, you know, trying to kill us mentally and spiritually, but also physically. All right, dealing with the foods that we eat, the water that we drink, everything is defiled and contaminated due to Esau, Edom. But we also understand and know that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is in control of all these things that happen. All right. And this is all part of the curses. All right. Ultimately, the Lord, you know, still deals with the people, still deals with Israel, because every day we eat this bullshit and drink, you know, the bullshit water. And, you know, even dealing with the hygienics, because I remember a few years ago how they had so-called quote unquote dead baby fetuses being part of the ingredients in certain lotions, body wash, so on and so forth. Then also you have pork in the toothpaste, and we've been learned about that in the beginning stages of being in its truth. But now it's just, you know, it's just more and more evident, and his own tongue shall fall upon himself, pursuing the psalm. Matter of fact, enough of me talking. Let me get these scriptures out. Because this devil, man, he has to go. That's more reasons why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is going to destroy Esau, Edom, because he's not fit to be a righteous person in authority. All right. So it's a few precepts. Let's get Psalms right quick. I got my Bible. Psalm 68. No, 64, it's a lot. Let's see, I'm gonna start at 1 and then I'm gonna jump down a little bit. Psalm 64:1. Hear my voice, O power, Yahweh. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. All right, you know, protect us. All right, and that's what we ultimately, you know, pray for each and every day, because, like I said, it's fucked up out here, man. Everything that we do, we consume, and everything like that is just, you know, poisonous. It's not beneficial, and you wonder why, you know, you feel so bad, you know, having all types of, you know, ailments, problems in the flesh, in the body, no matter how young or old you are. All right. And that's why our elders and apostles, you know, to the best of all of our abilities, to try to eat right. That's why another reason it's so important to fast. All right. Because your body has to reset itself from all the toxic that you was consuming your whole life. All right. And we're not those crazy, you know, guys that tell you, you know, fast for about, which I don't hardly be believing that shit. Just not eating anything or drinking anything for 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, yeah, I got to see that shit to believe that. Me personally, I don't believe that. Niggas just be saying shit to make themselves feel, you know, glorified or whatever. But nonetheless, just, fasting is very important to the body. And that's why we do that. All right. And, you got fasting for the Day of Atonement, a whole 24-hour fast. But yeah, from time to time, try to practice a fast like when you're not, as active or you're not at work or anything like that, because these bodies, man, and the shit that we consume is slowly destroying us. And you wonder why every time you turn around, people have cancer cells all in their body. And through our elders and apostles, all right, through the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah that was given upon them, they have the information to decrease or reverse that processing cycle of cancer cells being built up. All right, got to eat the bitter herbs. All right, the tinctures, as the elder apostles Tahara goes into, and the elder Kanak out of thing from the Bay Area, but he be doing a lot of traveling. He's very informative with the the herbs and the health. All right, dealing with the health. So we have the information out. We really do have to take advantage of that shit, man. Not shit, but we have to really take advantage of it, because this, it's only gonna get worse here in Babylon the Great. And when I saw this video, yesterday at work, it was just, like I said, it was just mind-boggling, man. Even though I know, Esau Edom does this type of shit, and it's just more and more evidence and more reasons why this devil has to go. But man, this shit is sad, bro. This shit fucked up, But we got to deal with it. Verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And in my Bible, it say conspiracy or violence. All right. And another precept you can read is Psalm, the 83rd chapter. They have conspired. All right. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get that right quick. Keep inside tumult. Consulted together in one consent. Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silent, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right. Basically being against the Israelites, man. And I believe it should be in here. Hold on. Bear with me. Yep. Conspire against. Look up that word. To plot, act together, make secret plans jointly to commit an unlawful or harmful act. And that's what these fuckers are doing, man. And they know each and every day people have to eat, people, has to drink water and so on and so forth. But it's just now worse because people diet is so bad. All they know is sodas, snacks, candies, processed foods, GMOs and whatever the case may be. And, for the most part, all of us are not exempt for that, because a lot of us do, just to keep it 100, got a fucked up diet. I can say I have a fucked up diet. I tell people that shit all the time. That's why a lot of times I like to fast. Or if I don't fast, I just eat like little portions of peanuts, applesauce. I know that shit fucked up. Smoothies, juicers. I like to try to tap into that. Like I said, I eat certain vegetables and stuff, but my dumb ass like to like have them fried or whatever on a like a grill type stove top or whatever the case. Stuff like that, knowing that all that shit's not good for you. But nonetheless, you got to try to the best of your ability to take care of your body and do what's right. All right, dealing with the herbs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna read verse 3 in the NLT. They devise crafty schemes against your people. They conspire against your precious one. Verse 4. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. We will destroy the very memory of its existence. Come on, man. It says, yes, this was their unanimous decision. They signed a treaty as allies against you. These Edomites, Ishmaelites, Moabites, and Hagarites. All right, and these are going into the different nations of the heathens. All right. And the number one heathen is the so-called Caucasian white race. Ishmael dealing with the Arabs, and we know the history of the Arabs. All right, so on and so forth. And like we always tell our people, these heathens do not fuck with us. All right, even to your local insignificant heathen that lives among us, that works on our jobs, that owns certain little small business stores in the hood, especially Elam, with their Elam, them Persians, Elam dealing with these stores in the hood. All right, and me personally, I've witnessed these niggas will come in the store, buy a whole bunch of stuff for the cheap, and tax the living shit out of you in their stores. Go to your local, grocery store, Gatorade on sale for $1. They have about 30 different flavors or whatever the case. Buy all that shit, put them in their store. They about $5, $4. $3.89, $3.49. That shit is, like I say, it's fucked up. Highway robbery, as they like to say back in the old day. But that's the heathen for you. And they always in the hood. And niggas just eat that shit up. All niggas got to do is go to the main source and get it for a cheaper deal, a cheaper bargain. But niggas don't know nothing about that. All they know is the hood anyway. All right, they love their hood. Hell, they love they East Indian, butty, as they will say, our people like to say. All right. But back into the topic. Let's go, since I'm using it here, let's go to Psalm 64. I'm reading the NLT. Verse 2, hide me from the plots of their evil mob, from their gang of wrongdoers. They sharpen their tongues like sword and aim their bitter words like arrows. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. All right, and that's the ways of the heathens, especially starting off with Esau, Edom. All right, these people do not like us. They always have plots and schemes in order to further destroy us as a people, man. We keep trying to tell our people that shit. And now, like I say, it's more and more evidence. And I'm going to play the clip, and I want to say fair use. Fair use, the copyright disclaimer. I do not make no money off these videos at all. And YouTube know that shit. So I don't know why they like to try to give, motherfucker copies. Well, I know, famine of the word, too much information coming out and all that. That's what it all boils down to. But verse 5, they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice, they ask, and that's their mind frame. Who's gonna know? And even if they do know, what the fuck are they gonna do about it? That's really like basically in their mind frame. Prime example, the Epstein file. You people, Like I said, you people are not in no uproar. Like I said, we're not in the uproar just for the simple fact we follow after Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and we're waiting upon the Lord to deliver us. Lord will we of the elect, and ultimately to destroy the heathens. And the Lord is going to do a way, way greater job than any mortal, human. All right. Whether it be, other Edomites, all right, that's mad and feel some type of way that their precious America is circling down the drain. All right. Or it's just, Jake that's just, fed up. Who shall rouse them up? Because, the racial tension is still building up here in Babylon the Great. Ain't shit changing. All right. But the things that's going to intensify and get worse here in the States, that's going to lead to martial law, Jacob's trouble, famines. All right. Both physical famine and spiritual famine. And that spiritual famine is famine of the word. Because when you're going to want and need answers the most, you're not going to find them, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The people of Israel. All right. Because who this message is really and truly for. Only truly for. All right. Amos 3, verse 1 on down to 2. All right. We are the Lord's chosen people. Nobody else. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American, Seminole, Indian descent, so-called Haitians, so-called Jamaicans. We are the people of the Lord, the people that have a strong zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. And even, some of the people that's in some of them heathens, you do have amongst them our people, the spirit of an Israelite, Romans 8 and 16. Back in Psalm 64 and verse 6, NLT, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. It's deep. Of KJV, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. The mind, that's what the heart goes into. Lob. All right. It's very deep dealing with these devils. And they know certain things that trigger certain cells in the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. All right. Both man, women, and child, man. All right. They know these things. They practice these things, man. All right. You got a great example. The Tuskegee Airmen infected a whole bunch of African Americans. Last time I checked, with syphilis. Last time I checked, that's a sexual transmitted disease. What do Jake like to do? Have sex, be fruitful and multiply. So it's going to cause all types of defects. And even the foods that we eat and consume in our lifestyle, now we're bringing in monstrous children that have, now they're on the spectrum. Every fucking body, it seems like, is on the spectrum nowadays, man. And that's also thanks to Esau, Edom, and the poison that they put in the food. All right. Wonder why our people, and trust me, other nations fucked up too. Because I'm thinking about a particular Edomite that I work with, little